Good morning. Hey, we've been talking about prayer for the last few mornings, and I don't want to beat a dead horse, proverbial dead horse, PETA. But I do want to say that I got a couple of more little tips about prayer. And we've talked about prayer before. I mean, if you think about it, a lot of what we talk about is really about the end of the means to an end, and the means is prayer. So a couple things about prayer. Know what I noticed? If I sit down and I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to pray. Listen, you can pray quietly inside of your mind. You can pray just in your heart, like, you're using your imagination to talk to God. You can do it like that. Here's the thing that I think is pretty cool is when I open my mouth and pray out loud, and I'm not talking about necessarily, at McDonald's when you're just sitting there by yourself and all of a sudden you're like, I need to pray, although ain't nothing wrong with that. I'm just talking about like when you're in your house alone, when you're in your bedroom alone, when you're in your living room, on your porch, wherever you might be. And you can sit and quietly pray in your heart and your mind to God and tell him what you need. Or you can open your mouth and pray out loud and tell God what you need. And I think that it is pretty cool that when you open your mouth and start praying to God out loud, we've talked about this before. Around you is light and darkness. Around you in the place you can't see is good and evil, fighting a battle around you. When you start to speak out loud, dear God, I need you. When you start to speak out loud, dear Jesus, help me. This crazy battle that's going on all around you that you can't see wakes up to your words. And evil hears that you're calling on the one who has already defeated it and cowers. So I want to encourage you today that though you quietly pray prayers in your heart, and that's awesome, I want to encourage you today that maybe you've never done this before. Go in your room, close the door, and say, Our Father in heaven, you are my dad in heaven, and I need you. Or get in your car and close the door and say, Jesus, help me. And I believe that for you, the atmosphere around you is going to change by speaking out loud the words that you normally would reserve for speaking in your mind, speaking in your heart. And you're going to watch the enemy, you're going to watch evil run away. Because evil knows what's coming. Evil knows what's coming. What's coming is a God who loves you and who says, you will not touch my child. Evil's already been defeated. I've said this to you before. Sometimes it doesn't want to believe it, so it rises up and tries to fight. Pray out loud today. Go in your closet, go in your bedroom, go in your car. Pray out loud today. 10 words or less. You can do it in 10 words or less. And when you see how God changes the atmosphere around you, betcha tomorrow, you're going to want to use even more than 10 words. And maybe the next day, after you pray out loud, you sit quietly and listen. And God explodes your brain because he says, maybe just 3 little words. I love you. And you will never be the same. It's going to be a great day.